cannot tell you which song we're going to open with, because they have to be a surprise.
If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, chances are Roxette's music was the soundtrack to some unforgettable moments. Hits like The Look and It Must Have Been Love dominated charts worldwide, making Marie Fredriksson a household name. But behind the infectious melodies and energetic stage presence, there was a story waiting to be told. Today we're celebrating the life and legacy of a true musical powerhouse, Marie Fredriksson, the lead singer of the iconic band Roxette. Get ready for a journey filled with catchy tunes, powerful vocals, and a story of resilience. Marie's journey began in Sweden in 1958. From a young age, she displayed a passion for music, starting her career in punk rock bands before embarking on a successful solo career. She was the youngest of Charles Foster and Ines Fredriksson's 5 children. During her formative years, she experienced a momentous transformation when, at the tender age of 4, her family made the decision to sell their farm and relocate to Austral Ljungby. In that location, her father got work as a postman, while her mother found work in a factory or manufacturing facility. 3 years later, tragedy struck when her elder sister, Annalise, was tragically killed in a vehicle accident involving a tanker truck. She was on her way to get a dress for her engagement party when the disaster occurred. Due to the fact that both of Marie's parents were employed full-time and had a difficult time affording childcare, Marie and her younger siblings frequently found themselves at home by themselves. Marie's musical abilities were developed throughout these formative years. With the assistance of her brothers and friends, she had the opportunity to learn how to sing, read music notation, and play a variety of instruments. Her pastor, who supported her developing enthusiasm for music, was another source of inspiration for her early musical endeavors, according to her. A wide variety of musical inspirations, such as the Beatles, Joni Mitchell, Jimi Hendrix, and Deep Purple, continued to serve as a source of inspiration for Marie as she continued to develop her passion for music throughout her teenage years. She moved to the Svalov municipality when she was 17 years old and enrolled in a music school which was located there. Not only did she improve her musical abilities there, but she also started writing music for the amateur performances that were put on by the theater department. Along the process, she made connections with other students who were also studying theater. Marie was invited to join the cast of a musical that she had co-written. She went on a tour around Sweden, culminating in a prestigious performance in Stockholm that was attended by Prime Minister Olof Palme. Marie's extraordinary vocal range was a major factor in her decision to join the cast. Marie made her way to Halmstad after she graduated from music school in 1977. It was at Halmstad that she originally obtained employment in the local theater scene. Within a short period of time, she became heavily immersed in the independently produced music culture that was developing in Halmstad. Strahl is a punk band that was created in 1978 by Marie and her boyfriend at the time, Stefan Durant. Strahl is a name that translates to hassle in English. The beginning of her voyage into the dynamic and rebellious world of punk rock was marked by this endeavor, which laid the groundwork for her future contributions to the music scene in Sweden and abroad. After only one performance, the majority of the band's members left, causing the lineup to be in a state of perpetual fluctuation. In 1979, Strahl began organizing their very own music festival, which they called Straffestivalen. This festival was a huge financial success and continued to be hosted yearly for 3 years in a row until 1981. As a result of her breakup with Durant in December 1980, which ultimately led to her resignation from the band, Marie made the decision to continue playing under the Strahl alias alongside guitarist Martin Sternhoffert, who was the other main member of the band. In 1981, the band's fame skyrocketed, and as a result, they were invited to perform on a number of Swedish music television programs. Because of this exposure, they were able to get a deal with the independent record company Baston, which ultimately resulted in the release of their debut and only single in June, which coincided with the conclusion of the Straffestivalen festival. However, just 3 months later, the band broke up after a disastrous performance at the Pop Around the Clock event, which was aired on a national level. Following the breakup of Strahl, Marie and Sternhoffert reorganized themselves to become Mummersbarn, which literally translates as Mummer's Children in English. This name is formed from the beginning letters of their first names to make the name. The vocal responsibilities were taken up by Sternhoffert, while Marie concentrated on the keyboards. Regular rehearsals with Gillian Tider finally resulted in the formation of the band's lineup, which was then completed by the addition of Anders Herlin on bass and Mikael Sid Anderson on drums, therefore establishing Mummersbarn. During the course of their tight partnership, Marie provided vocals for the song Nothing of What You Need that was released by Gillian Tider in 1981. The next year, Mummers Barn acquired a contract with CBS Records International. However, their contract was ultimately changed to We International. This transformation made it easier for them to record their only album, which was titled Barn Some Barn Children as Children. It was produced by ABBA guitarist Finn Sjöberg and was released in November of 1982. In spite of the fact that it was well received by critics, the album was not successful commercially, selling just approximately 1,000 copies, which ultimately led to the breakup of the band. Marie was persuaded by Per Gessler to try out for the producer Lars-Göran Lasse Lindbom, who is well known for his work with Gillian Tider. Per Gessler recognized Marie's exceptional potential beyond the keyboards. The offer of a solo contract with EMI Sweden was made to Marie by Lindbom, who was impressed by her skills. Marie originally denied the offer owing to her anxiety and lack of confidence. On the other hand, Marie later worked with Lindbom on duet vocals for the song So New Now, which was the first single from the album Romantisk Blackout that Lindbom's band Lasse Lindbom released in 1982. Marie was invited to join Lindbom's band as a featured vocalist for an extensive national tour as a result of the album's popularity in Sweden. Following the conclusion of the tour in the autumn of 1983, Marie provided backup vocals on the debut English album by Gillian Tider, which was titled The Heartland Café. In Sweden, the album was released under their previous name. However, in North America, it was released as an extended play EP under the name Roxette. The name Roxette was inspired by the song Dr. Feelgood. In late 1983, Marie began her career as a solo artist, which she did with the help of Per Gessler. Between the months of December 1983 and June 1984, she participated in recording sessions for her debut album, during which Lars-Göran Lasse Lindbom served as both a co-writer and record producer. Her first song, Still the Scent of Love, which was published in May 1984, quickly made its way into the top 20 of Sverigetopplistan, which is Sweden's national record chart. Following the success of this project, Marie's first album, which was titled Hot Wind, was released in September and reached its highest position within the top 20 of the Swedish album charts. She went on a concert tour that featured both her solo work and collaborations with Lindbom's band in order to promote the record. The tour lasted for 3 months and featured a double bill of performances. As the second single from the album, which was released in October, the title track featured a Swedish arrangement of Cyndi Lauper's All Through the Night, which was renamed Night After Night. The B-side of the record had the Swedish rendition. Between the months of March and June in 1985, Marie embarked on her very first solo tour, which served to demonstrate her burgeoning abilities as a solo performer. After the conclusion of this tour, she contributed her vocals to the cover band Exciting Cheeses, which became well known on Swedish television programs and had Marie, Lindbom, Per Gessler, and Mats Persson among its members. In the latter part of that year, Marie and Lindbom traveled to the Canary Islands in order to compose songs for her second solo album, which was greatly awaited by fans. The album The Seventh Wave was published in February of 1986, and it quickly rose to the 6th spot on the Sverigetopplistan chart, selling more than 90,000 copies. A great amount of attention was paid to the songs The Best Day and Silver in Your Hand from the album. Additionally, the title track and Toward Unknown Seas received top 10 rankings on the Svenskapen, which is Sweden's airplay chart. Marie received the Rock Björnen Award for Best Swedish Female in 1986 at the same time that she went on her second solo tour, which was met with even more praise and excitement. This was an honor of her accomplishments. In contrast to Marie, who had established herself as a successful solo artist, Per Gessler struggled to achieve the same level of popularity as Gillian Tider. When compared to the 400,000 copies that were sold of Moderna Tider 4 years earlier, his second studio album, Sina, which was published in 1985, struggled to sell fewer than 20,000 copies. This was a considerable dip in sales. Rolf Nygren, the general director of EMI Sweden, proposed that Gessler convert one of his Swedish songs into English and record it as a duet with Fredriksson. Gessler agreed to do so. Roxette was the moniker that Gillian Tider adopted for the publication of The Heartland Café in North America in 1984. The songs that resulted from this collaboration were titled Never Ending Love, and they were issued under the band name Roxette. As a result of its rapid ascent to the 3rd spot on the Swedish singles chart, the song rapidly became one of the songs that was played the most on Swedish radio during that particular year. They released their first album titled Pearls of Passion, in October of 1986, and it was met with a great deal of success in Sweden, reaching its highest position at number 2 and selling more than 200,000 copies. Despite this, it did not have any significant influence on the charts of other countries. Roxette went on their first tour, which was called Rock Around the Kingdom together with Eva Dahlgren and Rattata. The tour consisted of 15 dates and was a co-headlining tour. Alongside this, Marie released her third studio album, titled After the Storm, in the month of October in the year 1987. Following its meteoric rise to the top of the charts in Sweden, the album quickly surpassed 50,000 copies sold in just 1 month, finally earning platinum certification from the Swedish Recording Industry Association for shipments that exceeded 100,000 units. Both the title track Den Stunde Vägen and the song Just for a Day enjoyed extraordinary success, as they both made it into the top 10 on Svenskapen. Marie's CD was backed with a concert tour that was extremely successful, and she played to venues all throughout Sweden that were completely sold out. Meanwhile, Roxette's second studio album, titled Look Sharp, was published on October 21st, 1988, and it became an instant hit in Sweden almost immediately after its release. The album was able to secure its position as a commercial force in the country after just 10 days of its release, selling more than 140,000 copies. Nevertheless, despite the album's early popularity in the native market, it had a difficult time gaining momentum on the charts of other countries. In a short amount of time, on November 4th, 1988, EMI issued the Flying Dutchman, a tribute album that was devoted to the late Cornelis Vreeswijk, a well-liked Swedish artist who had gone away the previous year. The song Felicia, a joe which Marie contributed to the Flying Dutchman, became her first #1 success on Svenskapen. Marie also contributed 3 other tracks to the album. The tribute album itself was extremely well received, as evidenced by the fact that it remained at #2 in the Swedish charts for 3 weeks in a row, just being surpassed by Roxette Look Sharp. The culmination of its triumph was the achievement of a double platinum certification in Sweden, which indicates that sales were greater than 200,000 units. It was in February of 1989 when Marie released the non-album single Sparrow Eye, which was also the title song for a successful Swedish miniseries with the same name. The song rapidly became Marie's highest charting and best-selling single up to that moment, further solidifying her position as a solo artist who has a significant amount of impact and praise. Over the course of the next year, Marie was honored with a number of renowned prizes in acknowledgement of her accomplishments. At the 1989 Grammys, which are Sweden's version of the Grammy Awards, she was presented with the Pop Rock Female Award, which served as a further recognition of her outstanding musical abilities. Additionally, Marie was awarded the Rock Björnen Award for Best Swedish Female for an amazing 4th year in a row, which is further evidence of her ongoing popularity and critical acclaim within the Swedish music industry. After making its debut in January 1989, The Look, which was the 3rd single to be issued from the album Look Sharp in Sweden, quickly ascended the charts and secured a position in the top 10 of the charts. However, despite the fact that Roxette did not have a recording deal in the United States, the song made an unexpected entry into the Billboard Hot 100 the following month. This was a surprising development. At first, the American Department of EMI had expressed the opinion that they were not suited for the American market. In spite of this, the song's breakthrough came about after a Minnesota exchange student, who had just returned from Sweden, made a request to a top 40 radio station in Minneapolis to play it. As a result of the song's quick and widespread popularity, the station decided to make it available to all of its sister stations located around the United States. It took only 8 weeks for The Look to get to the top of the Billboard chart, and it finally became the #1 song in 25 countries across the world. Because of the massive success of this song, the sales of the parent album were greatly boosted, and they eventually surpassed 9 million copies sold all over the world. The succeeding song that Roxette released, titled Listen to Your Heart, similarly climbed to the top of the Hot 100 list, making it the band's 2nd time reaching the top spot. Roxette's international reputation was further strengthened by the fact that the album's last song, Dangerous, reached its highest position at #2. In addition to her solo and Roxette undertakings, Marie was performing as a member of the Husbands, a cover band that was founded by Lasse Lindbaum and Niklas Stromstedt. This performance demonstrated her flexibility beyond her solo and Roxette endeavors. Marie sang a rendition of Everett Taub's song The Sea Was Never So Sparkling in 1990 for the collection of tribute albums titled Taub. It was in the same year that Touchstone Pictures approached Per Gessle with the idea of having him create a song for the upcoming movie Pretty Woman. As a result of scheduling restrictions during Roxette's first ever international concert tour, the band re-edited their single from 1987, It Must Have Been Love, so that it would be more suitable for the film's emotional subject matter. Despite the fact that it is still considered to be one of Roxette's most famous and successful songs, The song went on to become their third #1 hit on the Hot 100 index. The pair went on to release their third album, titled Joyride, in the year 1991. This album turned out to be their most successful release, as it achieved sales of more than 11 million copies around the globe. The song Fading Like a Flower reached its highest position on the Hot 100 at #2, while the title track of the album won the band's fourth and final #1 slot on the chart. With the extended Join the Joyride tour serving as a promotional vehicle, this record tour was the band's most ambitious and comprehensive tour to date. After the completion of the recording of Roxette's fourth album, titled Tourism, Marie went back to pursuing efforts on her own. She was a featured vocalist on the album Angel Land, which was published in July 1992 and was a collaborative production arranged in the spirit of Band Aid by Marie Fredriksson, a former vocalist for ABBA. The album was issued for Artists for the Environment. At a televised gala that took place the following month, Marie collaborated with a number of other well-known musicians to perform the song. Marie's fourth solo album, titled The Eternal Journey, was published in October of the same year. Not only did it become her most highly praised and best-selling solo effort, but it also achieved sales of over 185,000 copies in Sweden by the year 2002. Her achievements were further highlighted by the fact that she was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards in 1993, including Songwriter of the Year and Artist of the Year, with the latter category being the one that she eventually defeated to win. Additionally, many songs from the album, including As Long as There Is Light on the Other Side and Between Summer and Autumn, as well as tunes such as So Still, So Slow and It's Raining Again, all achieved top 10 positions on Svenskapen, which contributed to the popularity of the record during her subsequent tour. During the month of November in 1994, her first musical collaboration with her husband Mikael Bollios, titled The Lord Prays for You, was released on the collection of humanitarian songs titled Wild Birds, Songs About Children. Through its revenues, this enterprise intended to provide financial assistance to children's hospitals located throughout the Nordic nations. Marie began a new job the following summer when she became a featured vocalist with Sugarcane, the band that Bollios was playing with during their tenure at the well-known nightclub Penny Lane in Halmstad. Between the years 1995 and 2002, this cooperation was maintained on an annual basis, allowing Marie to showcase her vocal abilities on a variety of Bollios' original compositions, as well as diverse cover versions, including notable interpretations of songs like The Good Life. Marie and Bollios worked together on her fifth solo album, titled In a Time Like Ours, which was recorded in their home studio in Horsham. The release of the album took place between February and September of 1996. Due to the fact that Marie was 8 months pregnant at the time of the album's release, she was unable to actively promote it. The album was released in November of that year, marking a big personal milestone for Marie. Despite this, In a Time Like Ours was able to attain a significant amount of popularity, reaching its highest position on the Swedish Top 100 chart at #2. Tro, the lead single from the album, eventually became Marie's longest charting song on the Swedish singles chart. It reached #8 and remained on the list for an incredible 29 weeks. Marie worked with Marie Fredriksson, a member of the band ABBA, in February 1997 to create the heartfelt duet All My Best Years. This song was included on Lyngstad's album Deep Breaths, which was released in 1996. Further demonstrating Marie's diverse singing powers and enduring appeal, the song was released as a single and was released to the public. During the years 1997 and 1998, Marie and Progessel got back together to collaborate on a new Roxette album called Have a Nice Day, which was distributed in February of 1999. It is notable that Marie was significantly more active in the creation and production of this album compared to her previous albums. She recorded a large number of demos at her studio in Djursholm and performed lead vocals on 10 of the album's 14 tracks, demonstrating her ongoing musical development and her willingness to work with others. This album contained Marie's first Roxette song, Waiting for the Rain, which was written and composed solely by her. It was a notable track because it was her first hit. Roxette signed a new recording deal with EMR before the release of the album, which was notable since it awarded Marie control of the rights to her entire solo career that she had previously released. The recording process, on the other hand, was filled with difficulties, and Marie subsequently expressed her dissatisfaction with co-producer Michael Ilbert, whom she said undercut her confidence. The year 2000 marked the publication of Marie Fredriksson's debut greatest hits album, titled Marie Fredriksson Best 1984 to 2000. This collection soon became a notable hit, emerging as Sweden's second best-selling album of the year, following only the Beatles' compilation one. It gained popularity in a short amount of time. It continued to do exceptionally well throughout the year 2001, earning a triple platinum certification for shipments that were getting close to 250,000 units. Its popularity continued to grow throughout the year. 2 new songs, finally, and that what was now were included on the album. Both of these songs earned a moderate level of success on the charts. Particularly noteworthy was the Swedish re-recording of a demo that Marie had first created for the Have It and Nice Day album. The song that what was now, which included Patrick Isaacson, was of great significance. As a result of the publication of Marie Fredriksson Best 1984 to 2000 and the accompanying lengthy tour of Sweden, Marie's reputation as a well-liked solo artist was further strengthened. Upon their comeback in 2001, Roxette released their 7th studio album, titled Room Service. Marie's growing dissatisfaction with Roxette became apparent, despite the fact that Michael Ilbert was not engaged in the development of this album. She claimed that she had lost the enthusiasm to continue with the band, and she sometimes showed up in the studio sporadically. She even had her cab driver wait outside while she recorded vocals for songs such as Milk and Toast and Honey. Room Service was backed by a successful European tour, despite the fact that this has occurred. Immediately after the tour, Marie and Per Gessle had conversations regarding the possibility of disbanding Roxette, which was a choice that they finally came to an agreement on. The years that followed represented a big movement in Marie's career, as she began to concentrate more on her solo work and personal interests. This marked a significant transformation. In June 2002, Marie Fredriksson released a poignant box set titled Love's Gold, compiling her previous studio albums as a testament to her musical legacy. Roxette, meanwhile, had ambitious plans for their own compilation albums, the ballad hits and the pop hits, with intentions to promote them through performances at the 2002 edition of the Pan-European Orchestral Concert Series, Night of the Proms. The band anticipated these releases would mark a significant chapter in their career, culminating in what was to be announced as Roxette's swan song, at a press conference scheduled for September 12, 2002. However, tragedy struck the day before this planned announcement. On September 11, 2002, Marie felt unwell after a jog with her husband. She collapsed in the bathroom, experiencing nausea, and subsequently suffered an epileptic seizure, which led to a fall and a fracture of her cranium. Medical scans conducted after the incident revealed a malignant brain tumor located at the back of her head. In light of this devastating diagnosis, Roxette had to cancel their scheduled appearances at Night of the Proms. Marie underwent a critical surgery to remove the tumor, followed by months of grueling chemotherapy and radiation treatments. Her resilience and determination were recognized in January 2003 when King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden awarded Roxette the prestigious Culture and Education Award. This ceremony marked Marie's courageous return to the public eye, her first appearance since the operation. However, the ordeal left profound and lasting effects on Marie's health. She experienced blindness in one eye, limited hearing and mobility, and struggled with an inability to read or write. Perhaps most significantly, she lost her ability to speak for an extended period as she battled through the aftermath of her treatment. On October 21, 2005, Marie Fredriksson candidly shared with the Swedish newspaper Aftonbladet that the past 3 years had been incredibly challenging. However, she conveyed a sense of resilience, stating that she was now healthy and no longer undergoing treatment. Following her diagnosis and successful treatment, Marie embarked on a creative journey with her husband Mikael Bollios at their home studio in Djursholm to work on her next studio album, The Change. Released in 2004, The Change debuted at number 1 on the Swedish album chart, marking a triumphant return to the music scene. Its lead single, Second Chance, achieved significant success, reaching the top 10 in Sweden despite the backdrop of her health challenges. Amidst her music career, Marie found a newfound passion for visual art, illustrating the cover art for The Change and hosting her inaugural art exhibition titled After the Change in Stockholm in 2005. This creative outlet continued to inspire her, leading to subsequent exhibitions in 2008 in both Stockholm and Gothenburg. In February 2006, Marie expanded her artistic repertoire with an album of Swedish cover songs titled My Best Friend, which resonated with audiences and peaked at number 3 on the Swedish albums chart. Later that year, Marie collaborated with Per Gessle on 2 new Roxette songs, One Wish and Reveal featured on their Greatest Hits compilation. She also contributed vocals to several tracks on Bollios' debut solo album, EF Family Affair, released in June 2007, showcasing her versatility and enduring musical spirit. In November of the same year, Capitol Records honored Marie's illustrious career with a compilation album titled Time for Silence, focusing on her Swedish-language ballads and including 2 previously unreleased songs, underscoring her enduring impact on Swedish music and her dedicated fan base. In August 2008, Marie Fredriksson released Where You Breathe, the theme song for the film Arm the Kingdom at Road's End, marking her first #1 single in Sweden. Later that winter, she took part in the Starlet concert series, enchanting audiences alongside other vocalists in Swedish concert halls. Her musical journey continued in May 2009 when she joined Per Gessle on stage in Amsterdam during his Party Crasher tour, a collaboration that sparked the announcement of Roxette's participation in the 2009 Night of the Proms. Throughout 2009, they had been secretly recording new material, building anticipation among their loyal fan base. Their reunion took center stage with a private performance at the wedding of Victoria, Crown Princess of Sweden, in June 2010, followed by a triumphant European tour. The momentum surged in January 2011 with the release of She's Got Nothing On But the Radio, which soared to success across Europe. Roxette's 8th studio album, Charm School, followed in February 2011, marking the beginning of their enduring world tour that spanned from March 2011 to February 2016. Their musical journey continued with another studio album, Traveling, released in March 2012. In June 2013, Marie captivated audiences once again with a heartfelt performance at the wedding of Princess Madeleine and Christopher O'Neill. In November 2013, Marie released New Now, her first album of original Swedish material since 1996, accompanied by a 19-date tour across Sweden. Roxette's 10th studio album, Good Karma, graced the world in June 2016, coinciding with plans for a European tour to commemorate their 30th anniversary. Sadly, the tour was canceled due to Marie's health challenges, leading to her retirement from touring as she expressed deep gratitude to her devoted fans for their unwavering support throughout her illustrious career. After retiring from active music production, Marie Fredriksson released 3 poignant non-album singles, Alone Again and I Want to Go, in 2017, followed by Sing Main a Song in 2018. These releases marked a continuation of her artistic expression even after her formal music career had concluded. Marie's life took a pivotal turn when she met Mikael Bolyos, a keyboardist, during Roxette's Australian leg of the Join the Joyride tour in December 1991. Their meeting proved transformative, with Marie later attributing Mikael's presence as crucial to her ability to persevere in Roxette during challenging times. Reflecting on their bond, she once shared, "If we hadn't met, I don't know if I would have been able to continue in Roxette much longer." The demanding lifestyle of constant touring had taken its toll on Marie, leading to personal struggles including excessive drinking and emotional turbulence. The pressures of maintaining a public persona of constant accessibility added to her sense of isolation and disorientation. Despite these challenges, Marie and Mikael found solace in their relationship, culminating in their marriage in a private ceremony in May 1994, attended only by immediate family members. This decision, though deeply personal and meaningful for them, caused some strain within Roxette, particularly with Per Gessle, who felt excluded from this significant moment in Marie's life. Marie acknowledged the impact of this decision, saying, "Some friends were hurt, including Per and his wife. But at the time, privacy was my priority." Marie and Mikael's union was blessed with the arrival of 2 children, daughter Josephine and son Oscar, who brought immense joy and fulfillment to their lives. Throughout her battles with health issues, including her diagnosis of a brain tumor in 2002, Marie found unwavering support from Mikael and their family, navigating these challenges with remarkable resilience and courage. Marie Fredriksson's passing on 9th December 2019, at the age of 61, marked the end of an era in Swedish music and left a profound void in the hearts of fans worldwide. Her private funeral, attended only by immediate family members, was a solemn occasion to bid farewell to a beloved artist and cherished family member. In honor of Marie's enduring legacy, a memorial concert was held on 20th January at the Stor Teton in Gothenburg. The concert featured heartfelt performances by close collaborators and friends, including Per Gessle and Eva Dahlgren, among others. The event served as a poignant tribute, celebrating Marie's life, music, and indomitable spirit, and was broadcast on Sveriges Television 5 days later, allowing fans around the world to pay their respects and commemorate her extraordinary contributions to music and culture. Marie Fredriksson's voice in the songs of Roxette will continue to resonate to us all, reminding us of her remarkable contributions to the world of music. Her voice continues to touch hearts, and her music remains timeless. She will be remembered as a rock icon, a talented songwriter, and a fighter who inspired millions. What's your favorite Roxette song? Share your memories of Marie Fredriksson in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look back at her incredible life, don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations of musical legends.